Hi, welcome back to Aura7 Yoga. My name is Francesca. I'm glad you made it to your mat. So today we're going to work on a couple of good yummy back bends. We can open up that heart chakra, we can open up the front of the body, and we're going to use one block for today's practice. So when you're ready, let's meet on our mats. Alright, so today we're starting all the way down onto our backs, laying down onto the mat. Bring your soles of the feet about like mat distance apart. Bring the heels a little closer to the body. Bring the arms by your side and then knock your knees together. Good. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Bring the shoulder blades closer together. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Close your eyes. Soften the breath. Soften the body. Maybe start to scan your body from the crown of the head, going all the way down to the toes. Just maybe noticing a couple areas in the body, they feel a little tense. Pause at that place. And use the next exhalation to soften that area. And gently blink your eyes open. Bring the soles of the feet a little closer together, so your feet's going to be about hip distance apart. Bring your arms by your side and then slide the heels closer to the body so you can touch the backs of the heels with the middle finger. Bring your arms by your side, shimmy the shoulder blades closer together. Tuck the chin towards the chest, and then lift the hips up towards the ceiling, gently tucking the tailbone under at the top. And instead of squeezing the glutes, see if you can squeeze a little bit more your outer hips and spin your inner thighs down towards the mat. Keep the knees pointing straight forward. Knees and ankles are still in the same line. Then gently release it down. Good. Now this time, inhale your arms up and overhead. Gently tuck the tailbone under, press the lower back down to the mat. Then with the next exhale, lift up the hips and bring the arms back down to your side. Couple more times, just like that. Slowly with the breath. Inhale. Reach the arms up and overhead. Lower the tailbone down. And exhale, lift it back up as you bring the arms back down to your side. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift the arms up. Lower the tailbone down. And exhale, lift the hips up as you bring the arms by your side. Release the hips down to the mat. Hug the knees onto your chest. Give yourself a gentle little squeeze, gentle little hug. Then lift up the legs and then bring the arms by your side. Lift up the tailbone and come on into a gentle plat pose. Keep the knees bent for this one. And stretching out your lower back. Maybe bend your knees a little bit more. Just go as deep as you like. Good. And slowly come on, releasing the tailbone, releasing the lower back down to the mat. Hugging the knees into your chest. Rock and roll back and forth a couple times and come on all the way into a tabletop position, all fours. Let's go through a couple gentle cats and cows. Knees under the hips, wrist underneath the shoulders. Drop in the belly, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round it out, come your cat pose. Two more, with the breath, inhale. Exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center. Walk the hands a couple inches more forward. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips high. Down dog. Bend your right knee and then release the left heel down to the mat and switch it out. Pause. Maybe bend both knees slightly so you can really lengthen through the spine. Good. And walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Come on in your Ragdoll Uttanasana. Keep a nice bend into the knees. Shift the body weight forward. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Lengthen through the whole spine. Release the weight of the crown of the head down towards the mat. Shift the body weight right and left. Ease into your lower back. Good. Then bring the hands behind your lower back. Interlock the hands. Press the fists together and then lift the fist up. So you squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep the back of the neck long. Good, release. Inhale, come into a halfway lift, flat spine. Shift the body weight forward into the toe mounts. Lengthen through the crown of the head forward. Send the sit bones towards the back. Then exhale, fold all the way forward. Good. Then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rise up. Roll up all the way to stand. Let the head come up last. Keep your feet hip distance apart. Make your feet perfectly parallel. Place your hands onto your lower back. Point the fingertips down. Tuck the tailbone under. Pull the belly in towards the spine and slowly push the hips forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and feel how your chest is naturally, organically lifting up towards the ceiling. Find a nice opening in your heart. Good. Come back to center. Now we're going to grab one of our blocks. We'll grab one block and then place it in between the inner thighs, nice and high up in between the legs. Stepping the feet enough close so you can really feel how you squeeze in that block in, feeling the outer hips engaged, the belly is nice and strong. We're going to go through a couple like small little half sun A's. Inhale, lift up the arms, pull the belly in, feel how your front ribs are not pushing forward. And now from here, start to go pose the arms, push the hips forward, lift up the heart, keep the legs engaged, keep the glutes engaged. Inhale, come back up. Exhale with a flat spine, maybe bending the knees. Come on down. All the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold nice and deep. Inhale with a flat spine, rise up, lift the arms all the way up. At the top, go pose the arms, push the hips forward, open through the chest, keep the legs straight. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, fold forward, come down, Uttanasana. Just like that with the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up the arms, squeeze onto the block, engage the core, lift all the way up. Exhale, find that back bend, open through the heart. Inhale, come on back to center, and exhale, fold all the way down. Good, now remove that block from in between the inner thighs, place it out to the side, and come up into a high plank pose, top of a push-up. Keep the legs strong, spread the fingers, press down to all 10 knuckles, roll the triceps back. Reach your sternum, your chest forward. And find one spot on your mat and gaze at that one spot. Keep the focus on that. That's your drishti, that's your gaze. Try not to move your gaze. Just listen to the breath. Feel the whole body strong from the heels all the way to the crown of the head. You can hold it here or you can lower down into your chaturanga, bending the elbows, come down just halfway. Keep reaching the sternum forward, legs are strong. And if you can, straighten the arms and come on back into your high plank pose. Hold it there, 3 more breaths. Tuck the tailbone under, reach the sternum forward. 2 more breaths. And slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Keep the palms underneath your shoulders. Point the toes back, press into the tops of your feet. Separate your feet about hip distance apart. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale everything out. And with the next inhale, lift up the chest away from the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades. There's little to no weight onto the fingers, onto the palms. Press it into the tops of your feet. Roll the inner thighs to the ceiling and roll the outer thighs down. Keep lifting up. Deep inhale. Exhale, come on down. Left ear comes down to the mat. Arms by your side. Let your big toes to come together. Let the heels to fall out to the side. Then come back to center. Bring the arms by your side. Turn the palms down. Make sure the back of the neck is still nice and long. Press into the tops of your feet. Again, roll the inner thighs slightly up. Outer hips down. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift up the chest away from the mat. Good. Now lift up just the right leg up and away from the mat. Engage with the right glute. Press into the top of your left foot. Stay with the breath and then switch it out to the other side. Right foot down, left leg lifts. Press into the top of your right foot so you keep the engagement in the left leg. Good. And then lift both legs up and away from the mat. Keep the knees straight. Spin the inner thighs towards the ceiling. Keep the energy all the way into your big toes. And then slowly start to lift the fingers away from the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Turn on the muscles on the back. And slowly release all the way down. Bring your right ear down to the mat. Big toes to touch, heels falling out to the side. Come back to that steady breath. Then bring the chin back to center. Place your hands by your ribs. So your elbows are directly over your wrist joint. Press into the tops of your feet. Roll the outer hips down, spin the inner thighs up, and then slowly press it into the tops of your feet. Rise up just halfway. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift up the chest. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And then slowly release it back down. Now they're going to rise up one more time. If you like to straighten the arms a little bit more, feel free to do that. But no need to straighten it all the way. So press into the tops of your feet. Slowly start to rise up. Maybe straighten the arms. Maybe lift up the thighs and the knees away from the mat. Come into your upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. And then slowly from here, come back into your downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. Come back to the steady, slow breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out. In the next inhale, come on back into high plank pose, top of a push-up. Keep the right palm down, right underneath the right shoulder. Feet are together, roll to the outer arch of the right foot. Come into side plank Vasisthasana. Again, find one point, possibly up on the ceiling, or if that's not serving you, just gaze down at the mat. But choose one spot where you're gazing at. Tug the tailbone under and feel the long line in the whole body from the crown of the head all the way to the heels. Now gently lift the left leg up and away from the right leg. Bend your left leg and then slowly release it back behind your right leg to flip your dog. You don't have to go all the way, force it all the way, but see if you can lift the hips a little higher. Maybe we'll reach the left arm all the way forward. Now steady. See if you can come back into a side plank. And then from there into a high plank pose. Come back to center. Bring your feet together. Roll over to the other side. Stack the ankles, stack the knees, stack the shoulders on top of each other. Push the earth away with the left palm. Spread the fingers onto the left hand. Reach the right fingertips to the ceiling. Feel how the back of the neck is nice and long. And then slowly lift the right leg up and away from the left. Bend your right leg and slowly release it behind your straight left leg. Now slowly start to lift the hips up and away from the mat and maybe reach the right arm all the way. Steady, come back. Find your side plank pose. Come back into your high plank. Hold, find that gaze, that drishti. And release the knees down to the mat. Child's pose. Reach the arms forward, drop the belly in between the inner thighs. Steady breath in and out through the nose. Relax the lower back. Good. Come on back into a high plank position. From high plank, lower down just halfway. Inhale to an upward facing dog. Lift up your chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hips come high to the sky. Bring your feet closer together. Lift up the right leg halfway. Flex the foot. Level out your hips. Then start to point the right toe and lift the right leg a little higher. Bend your right knee. Let the right heel fall over to the left side. Then see if you can gaze underneath the left armpit and see if you can find the right toes with your gaze. Finding a gentle back bend here, finding a nice hip opener. Then straighten the right leg back to the ceiling. Pull the right knee towards the left armpit. Turn on the core muscles, hold it here. Now with the next inhale, bring the right knee to the right tricep. And as you exhale, bring it to the left. Back to the right. Back to the left. Exhale. Shh. One more time. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Now hold it here, squeeze it all the way in. Then see if you can extend the right leg out to the side. Turn to the inner arch of the back foot and lift the left fingertips to the ceiling. Lift up the hips. Keep both legs straight. Deep inhale, push the earth away like we practiced in side plank. And come back down. Right palm comes down to the mat. With using your core muscles, pull the right foot through and lift it all the way to the ceiling one more time. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose and step the right leg all the way forward. Drop the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift up the arms. Drop the hips deeper down, reach the fingertips to the ceiling. Deep inhale. Sink the hips further down, exhale. Bring the hands behind your lower back. Lift up the chest, inhale, and find a back bend. So drop the fist down the back of the left leg. Inhale, come on back up. This time go opposite the arms and lift up the chest as you open through the chest. Drop the hips further down, squeeze the shoulder blades, feel that nice opening in the front body. Inhale, come on back. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Tuck your back toes under, lift the left knee, and then step back into a high plank pose. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog, open through the chest. Press into the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Bring your feet closer together. Lift the left leg just halfway up. Point the left toes down. Then point the left toes and then start to lift the left leg a little bit higher. Feel that opening first through the hips, your hamstring, bend your left knee. And slowly drop the left heel towards the right side. Now gaze underneath the right armpit and then see if you can see those left toes peeking over. Good. Bring the left leg back up. Then as you exhale, shift forward into a high plank pose and bring your left knee to the right tricep. Hold it there. Focus on that breath. As you inhale, bring the left knee to the left tricep. As you exhale, bring it to the right knee, right elbow. Bring it to the left. And exhale, bring it to the right. Shh. Bring it to the left. And bring it to the right. Shh. Last round, bring it to the left. And exhale, bring it to the right. Shh. Extend the left leg out to the side. Roll to the inner arch of the back foot and lift the right arm to the sky. Practice that side plank, pushing the left palm into the mat, lifting up from the left shoulder. Good. Release the right palm down to the mat. Use your obliques as you pull the left leg through and lift it all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose, round through the upper spine. Step the left leg all the way forward into a low lunge. Drop the right knee down to the mat, point the right toes back. Inhale, lift up the arms. Drop the hips deeper. Reach the arms higher. Deep inhale. Good. Interlock the hands behind your back. Place the opposite index finger on top. Lift up the chest. And slowly slide the fist back at the back of the right leg. Drop the hips deeper. Pull the belly in. Inhale, come on back up. Go opposite the arms this time. Dropping the hips down, but lifting up from the belly button all the way to the ceiling and opening through the chest. Inhale, come on back up. Hands come down to the mat. Step back into a high plank pose. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Side to the sky. Coming back to that slow, steady breath. Good, then bring your feet closer together. Inhale your right leg up to the ceiling. Bring your knee to your nose, round through the upper spine. Hold it here. Now with the slow next inhale, tap the right knee down to the mat. Reach the sternum forward, and as you exhale, round through the upper spine, bring the knee to your chest. Inhale, tap the right knee down. Exhale, pull it back to the chest. One more. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, pull it back high. Hold it there. Gaze forward, step the right leg all the way forward, low lunge. Turn the back toes in. Set it up for your warrior one. And inhale, rise up, warrior one. So make sure your back toes are turning in at least 45-degree angle. You're feeling how you're pulling the right thigh bone back into its socket, dropping the right thigh bone down, but keeping that left leg nice and straight the whole time. Take a deep inhale. Now bring the arms by your side and lean forward with your chest. Good. Pull the right hip back. Feel how you're pressing the back foot, the outer arch of the back foot down to the mat. Good, then reach the arms forward. Turn the palms towards each other. Goal pose the arms and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bring those shoulder blades as close as you can together onto your back, but still pulling the right hip back, turning the left hip forward. Then interlock the hands behind your back, and with the fist, lift your chest up. But see if you can keep the lower part of the body in the same exact position, warrior one. Take a deep inhale, lifting up with the chest. And as you exhale, humble it down, bring the right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Let the crown of the head to come down to the mat. Soften the crown of the head down to the earth. Pull the right hip back into the center line and lengthen through the back of the neck. Now slowly with the next inhale, rise up all the way. Place your right hand in the back of the left leg and lift the left arm high as you lift the back heel up and away from the mat. And take a deep inhale as you reach the left fingertips higher, maybe slide the right fingertips further down. Find a little twist as you find your back bend. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, kneel the hands down to the mat. Step back into a high plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet closer together. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose, round through the upper spine. Pull it in nice and high. Keep the right leg straight. As you inhale, tap the left knee down. Exhale, pull it back to the chest. Inhale, tap the knee down. Exhale, pull it back to the chest. Two more, just like that. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, pull it back up. Last round. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, pull it as high as you can to your chest. Then gaze forward, step the left foot all the way forward, low lunge. Set up the back foot for warrior one. Turn the back toes in. Pull the left thigh bone back into its socket. Keep the belly strong as you inhale, rise up, warrior one. Drop the left thigh bone deeper. Pull the left hip back into its socket. Turn the right hip more forward. Good. Then bring the arms by your side. Lean forward with the chest. Fix the legs again. Pull the left hip back. Lift up the right inner knee away from the mat. Reach with the sternum, reach with the chest. Then inhale, reach those arms both forward. Find more length through the spine. Goal pose the arms. Bend the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together onto your back. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Steady breath. Then bring the hands behind your back. Opposite index finger on top this time. Inhale, find length. And then slowly with a strong core, lift your chest back up. Keep the lower body nice and deep. Inhale. Find the back bend here. Lift up the chest. Keep the back leg strong. Exhale, humble it down. Bring the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Let the crown of the head to fall down to the mat. Pull the left hip back into the center line. Your left hip wants to swing out to the side. Now reconnect with the outer arch of the right foot. Push the right heel down to the mat. Let the crown of the head to come down even deeper. Inhale, rise back up. Place the left fingertips at the back of the right leg. Lift up the right arm and lift up the right heel. Inhale, lift up from the waistline. See if you can drop the left thigh bone deeper and find a little twist as you turn Finding a back bend. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, we kneel the hands down to the mat. Go high plank position. Hold it there. Come forward. Bend the elbows, come down halfway. Squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, gaze forward. And step or hop all the way to the top of the mat. And then we're going to come down all the way to our backs. Lay down onto your mat. We're going to have 3 sets of bridge or wheel pose. You can also use a block if you like. You can come into a supported bridge pose with the block on the medium height or all the way to the high if you like to do that. Otherwise, we're going to do exactly 3 active bridge poses, and then again we're going to try to do a wheel pose together. Hands by your side, roll the shoulder blades closer together, feet are hip distance apart. Exhale everything out. Inhale, lift up the hips. Knees, ankles in one line. Engage the outer hips, roll the inner thighs down. Straighten the arms. Feel how the upper arm bones are pressing down towards the mat, keeping the arms engaged. And with that, you find a nice lift in your chest. Tucking the chin towards the chest, lift up the hips, deep inhale. And slowly exhale, come on back down. Just for a breath. We stay here for too long, we're not going to go back up, so let's go back. Next one, push into the heels, lift the hips up and away from the mat, come back into your bridge pose. Of course, if you like to go into your wheel pose at this point, feel free to do that. And slowly come on back down. One more breath here down. If you want to repeat your bridge pose, feel free to do that. Otherwise, let's go into our wheel pose. Bring the hands close to the ears. Now first come up to the crown of the head. Adjust the elbows, bring them closer together. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Core is engaged, hips are engaged. And slowly start to straighten the arms. Lift the hips up and away from the mat. Feel how your knees are still pointing straight forward. Your outer hips are engaged. Three more breaths. And slowly start to release. Sit down. Gently hug the knees to your chest. And bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Place your hands to your inner hips. Soften that area. Soften the breath. Good, then bring the knees back onto your chest. Rock and roll back and forth. And we're going to come into a camel pose, Ustrasana. So make sure your knees are hip distance apart. You can always tuck the back toes under if you'd like to have a little bit of a lift there, or point the toes towards the back of the mat. Bring your hands onto your lower back. Tuck the tailbone under, push the hips forward, lift up your chest. And pause right here. And that's enough. Just stay right there and feel that length through the spine, feel that opening through the front body. And if you like, you can start to release the right fingertips down onto the right heel, the left fingertips down onto the left heel. If you have the connection, see if you can, instead of leaning into the heels, see if you can lift up that energy and push the hips more forward. Open it up through the frontal hip bone, open it up through the frontal chest. Maybe let the head to go further back. Take a deep inhale. And slowly, placing the hands back onto your lower back, rise back up. Bring your knees together, ankles together. And let the forehead come down to the mat. Arms by your side, turn the palms to the ceiling. Soften the shoulders. Come back up. And we're going to lay down onto our backs or onto our bellies. Lay down all the way to your mat. Then bring your hands by your side, turn the palms down, just as we started at the beginning of class. Press the tops of your feet down to the mat. Inhale, lift up the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the frontal chest, the frontal shoulders away from the mat. Keep the engagement in the legs. So without lifting the legs away, the feet away from the mat, see if you can lift the kneecaps away from the mat. Good. Now lift up the arms. Reach the fingertips towards the heels and lift up both legs in the same time away from the mat. Make the legs strong. Reach the energy back to the big toes. Then interlock the hands behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift up the chest. Deep inhale. And slowly release as you exhale. Get the forehead down to the mat. Let the big toes come together. Heels out to the side. And come back to center. We're going to repeat this Shalavasana one more time. And then we're going to go into a floor bow pose. Unless it's too much for you, you can just hold in your Shalavasana. Lift up the hands. Lift up the legs. Lift up the chest. Energize through the feet. Interlock the hands behind your back. Lift up the chest even higher. Good. Now release the grip. Bend both knees. Reach back for the feet, the outer arches of the feet, and start to kick into your feet into your palms. Lift up the chest, lift up the thighs, open up, deep inhale, and slowly release, exhale. Big toes to touch, heels falling out to the side. And stretch back into a child's pose. Bring the knees wide, big toes to touch. Let the forehead come down to the mat. Ease into your lower back, in your hips, shoulders. And then slowly make your way back all the way into your downward facing dog. Pedal at your feet. And inhale, lift up the right leg, bend your knee, and draw a couple circles with that knee to open up the right hip. You feel like you want to flip your dog here, you can flip your dog. If that's too harsh on your shoulders, just be mindful. And extend the right leg back to the ceiling. Step the right leg to the outside of the right pinky toe, or next to the right pinky toe rather. Drop the left knee down to the mat. Keep the left palm down to the mat. And then see if you can reach back towards the left foot. Maybe bend the left foot and capture the foot or ankle. You find a little bit of a back bend here, opening up through the frontal body, opening up through the chest, but in the meantime, opening up through the hips as well. Good. And then slowly release the back foot. Toe heel the right foot to the left side of the mat. Drop the right shin bone down, lift up the chest. Press into the left foot, the top of the left foot. Turn the left hip slightly forward, right hip back. And then see if you can find a back bend here. Lift up the chest, maybe walk the fingers further back. Deep inhale, exhale, come on down. Half pigeon. Soften the muscles around the right hip. Allow your forehead and your jaw to be soft. Let go of the tension of the neck and the shoulders. And gently come back onto your palms. Tuck the back toes under. Make your way back into a down dog or go through Vinyasa. Then inhale, lift up the left leg. Bend your left knee. Then draw some circles with that left leg, left knee. Of course, flip your dog if you did that on the other side, if it feels good in this pose. And when you're ready, extend the left leg back to the ceiling. Exhale, step it all the way through to low lunge. Good. Drop the right knee down. Now make sure that the left foot is all the way to the outside of the left pinky. Now from here, keep the right palm down to the mat. Reach the left fingertips back. And if you can, bend your right leg and reach back for your foot or ankle. Lift up the chest and find here a back bend. Just sinking the hips down to the mat, opening up through the left chest. And slowly release. Toe heel the left foot to the right side of the mat, drop the shin down, lift up the chest, press into the top of your right foot. Then stay upright here for a little bit, feeling that nice sinking sensation in your hips. And feel that back bend what you're finding from the tailbone all the way up to the back of the neck. Lifting the heart to the ceiling. And when you're ready, slowly walk forward. Release the forearms down to the mat. Find your half pigeon. Soften your upper trap and spacing between the ears. Let your tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth and soften the whole body down to the mat. Soften your teeth and all the muscles around the hips. And slowly come back onto your palms. Tuck your right toes under. Step back into your down dog or go through Vinyasa. Release the knees down to the mat. Sit down. Coming into Paschimottanasana. Extend the legs forward. Grab the flash from underneath you. Extend the legs. Maybe bend the knees slightly if you need that. See if you can lengthen from the sit bones all the way to the crown of the head. Gently tucking the chin towards the chest. Inhale, lift up the arms. Feeling the energy from the sit bones all the way up to the fingertips. Deep inhale. Keep all that length as you fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Without forcing, just allowing the body to fold in nice and deep. Pause when you feel a little more tension. See if with the next exhale you can soften it down. Inhale, rise back up. Bend your knees. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll back down onto your mat. Pull the right knee to your chest. Let the right knee fall over to the left. Easy twist. And gently come back to center. Both knees onto your chest. Neutralize the spine. Switch to the other side. Left knee and right leg forward. Exhale, twist, turn. Come back to center. Hug both knees onto your chest. And then slowly release. Come back all the way down to the mat for your Shavasana. Separate your feet. Hip distance apart. Turn the palms up. Tuck the chin in. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And slowly sigh it out. Soften your fingers, the entire palm. Relax your arm bones, your elbows, your shoulders. Soften your toes, your feet, the shins, the thighs. Relax your kneecaps. Relax your hips. Relax your belly, your chest. Relax your internal organs. Relax your lungs. And soften your heart. Soften the skin around the body. Let go of the breath control. Let go of the thoughts. Make your breath slightly longer and deeper. Gently pull the knees onto your chest. Roll over to your right side. Press yourself up, comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Sit up nice and tall. Bow your head in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for practicing with me today. We really opened up nicely the heart chakra. I really felt it after the practice at my Shavasana. So I hope you had the same amazing experience. Hope to see you very soon. Have a beautiful day.